Since Amber Oberheim's husband died, she's accomplished a lot. Fundraising for the Peacemaker Project 703, talking with lawmakers to advocate for police officers, and stepping up for other families.
In some moments, it feels like it was yesterday, and in some moments, it feels like it was a decade ago.
But that doesn't mean Amber is immune to the harsh realities the month of May holds. A yearly reminder that her husband and father to her children is gone.
It feels a bit like an emotional roller coaster.
She says going to National Police Week in Washington, D.C. was tough.
One moment we can be having the time of our lives and laughing with the people that we love that are here, and the next minute we are smacked in the face with reality.
But she says it was an experience that showed her and her girls they can be resilient, they can come together, and they could get through the hardest year of their lives.
I feel like getting through that first year, like every day on the calendar, and surviving through that is in some way, shape, or form a little empowering, just to know that, okay, we made it through every day on the calendar one time.
Amber says since they've gotten through the year once, they can do it again. It is an accomplishment. But the Oberheims are not stopping there.
Our most exciting accomplishment recently has been adding Obi, our therapy dog, and my daughters have been making visits with Obi around the community with an officer.
Peacemaker Project 703 has been visiting schools in the area.
The officer will read a book about Obi, and then Obi gets all kinds of love from the kids.
Amber continues to advocate for police families and being present in terms of holding officials accountable when it comes to law enforcement. While in Washington, D.C., Amber had conversations about legislation with Congressman Rodney Davis.
I think defunding our police is the dumbest idea I've ever heard as a member of Congress.
Davis says his life-saving experience with law enforcement fuels his passion to advocate for the betterment of peace officers.
I owe my life to two brave police officers who ran toward gunfire on a baseball field just a few years ago so that me and my teammates could run away from gunfire.
Both Davis and Amber say they believe the high number of officer deaths across the country is in part due to the change in rhetoric towards police.
When you have a society that tries to disrespect our institutions, like our men and women who protect our communities every day, then it leads to that lack of respect. It leads to confrontation, and in the cases that we've seen, it sometimes leads to death.
I absolutely attribute the high number of officer deaths is specifically related to gun violence and, street violence or murder, really, the murdering of police officers. I 100% correlate that to the shift in really a paradigm shift, if you will, for how our nation is viewing law enforcement.
Amber recognizes that COVID did play a part in the number of officer deaths our nation saw in 2020 and 2021, but overall, she believes there is a disrespect for authority. And since she has been a part of the law enforcement community, she says she's seen the shift in public attitude towards cops.
It wasn't like this 20 years ago when Chris started working as a police officer. It was completely different.
Amber says around 2010 to 2012 is when she saw things take a turn, but believes 2 years ago is when the behavior and rhetoric towards police officers changed.
We don't have a police problem. We don't have a black problem. We don't have a white problem. We don't have a Hispanic problem. We don't have a religious problem. We have a human problem.
Amber believes if people aren't held responsible for their actions, then the high number of officer deaths and community violence will continue.
We aren't going to get anywhere except for more and more names on the wall that we went and visited yesterday. We will not. Without some degree of respect for authority and law and order in our country, we won't make it.
Which is why Amber has partnered with people like Davis to work towards bettering laws that protect officers so they can do their jobs. And it's why she says she wants to hold lawmakers accountable to prevent another officer death, so no other family has to go through the gruesome and emotional year that the Oberheims have been through.